This is truly someone's nightmare. It was supposed to be something cute, funny, and like colorful, and this is what came up. If you've been on the internet for the past few months, you probably encounter a lot of weird looking images that look like these. These have been generated by AI programs such as DALL-E, Midjourney, or Imagen. You give the program a prompt, anything you can imagine, and it generates an image. A lot of times very realistic, a lot of times very high quality and professional looking. And to me that's very scary, because it makes me wonder, are artists going to lose their jobs? Or more specifically, will artists in the animation industry lose their jobs? I don't know. I hope not. But today we're gonna put AI to the test and we're gonna use it to recreate or reimagine the visual development stage of my animated film out of the box. Let's see how it would look if it was made by a machine. Alright, so for those not familiar with the animation or filmmaking process, visual development is a stage in pre-production where artists start to explore and discover and develop how the film is going to look. In this stage, the artists figure out the mood, the tone, the color palette, the environments, the world, the characters, the lighting, and we're gonna use Midjourney, one of the programs that I mentioned earlier, to design the characters, create some concept art, and then create some backgrounds. And also at the end, I want to animate a scene a little bit based on those characters, so stay tuned for that, stay till the end. And with that said, I need to tell you what the film is about first, so... In a world of mimes and clowns, Miles the Mime must choose between his happiness and the acceptance of his mother, as his dream of becoming a clown only grows stronger. That sounded so cheesy. I wanted to give, you know, like the narrator kind of vibe, but whatever. Long story short, it's a mime who wants to be a clown, and then Mother Mime is not happy with his decision. Here we have a mood board for the characters. I want the characters to be very geometric with a strong use of shapes. I think Phineas and Ferb or Hanna-Barbera would be a good reference that I might use on the prompts. And then overall the film, the things I would like the film to have, it's for it to be very colorful, very cinematic, really pretty lighting, and then to have a pastel / charcoal feel. Yeah, I think that sums it up. We cannot go too specific with this, so... Character design is pretty self-explanatory. This is a stage in pre-production where we decide what our characters will look like. We have 4 characters to design here. We're gonna do Miles, the main character, who's a mime, the mom, who is another mime, and then 2 clowns. Alright, let's start exploring with Midjourney. This works in a Discord server, so anyone in this chat can see what I'm making and I can see what everyone else is doing. So there's no privacy here, but it's fine, I'm not doing anything wrong, so I have nothing to be ashamed of. Anyway, and then we type a prompt. I imagine Miles to be a tall, skinny, cartoon mime. Actually, let's make him sad. So cartoon sad mime standing in Hanna-Barbera style. Now what it is doing, it will generate 4 different variations of images in 60 seconds, and then I get to choose which one of those 4 I want to create more variations from, or which one of those 4 I want to upscale, which means add more detail or develop further. So I think number 2, this one here, it's going somewhere. So why don't we ask for more variations of image number 2? Let's see what it comes up with. Okay, honestly, I'm not happy with it. This is not what I want as my main character. So why don't we try a different prompt? Some people say it's better to have simple prompts. So what I'm going to do is just type tall, sad mime in Phineas and Ferb style. Oh wow. Alright, so I see right now it looks like tall legs and a lot of stripes. I mean, I guess it's good. I do want stripes. Okay, oh my god. I think the top left has potential, so let's ask for a few variations of the top left. Oh god. Well, I mean, it's definitely something. Let's try upscaling drawing number 3. Oh my god, well, actually I kinda like it. It's really ugly, but I kinda like it. Alright, we're gonna have one more shot for Miles. Based on what we're getting right now, I don't think using Phineas and Ferb or Hanna-Barbera as a style reference is working. So I'm gonna run 2 more versions, and I'm gonna use Cartoon Network style and Picasso style. I think Picasso might be good because it's Cubism, and Cubism has like a lot of shapes. Let's run those 2 very quick. Fingers crossed for that one. So I'm just gonna show you my final top 3 designs for Miles the Mime. You can see the respective prompt of each one of them on the top. And now this is my original version. This is the one that I designed based on what I wanted him to look like. And honestly, I am torn. I do like the Picasso's face a lot, but It's too abstract, just a face. That doesn't work for us right now. So I'm gonna go with number 2, which is the Cartoon Network one. And that one is like a little bit too cute and not geometric enough for my taste, but it will do the job, whatever imaginary job it's going to do. Now let's see the designs for Mother Mime. The prompts are on the top, and then here it's my design. It really made her look very, very old. The third one, it's like very scary and borderline satanic. Like I said, you can see that I used the word square or short. The point was Miles to be very tall and skinny, and the mom was supposed to be like short and basically a square. But yeah, based on that, I'm going to choose, let's see. Honestly, none of them look like a mime. Whatever, anyway, we're going with 1. And lastly for the clowns, same thing. Prompts on the top, final designs here. And honestly, these are the ones that I think align the best with what I was looking for. They might not look how I wanted them to be, but I could have used some of these images in my mood board. I'm gonna go with option 1. I would have liked them to be different heights, and I actually wrote that, as you can see on the prompt. It completely ignored my request, but it's fine. I'm not gonna let it fester. And now let's put them together. So here's the character lineup generated by the AI, and this is the character lineup generated or made by me. You can choose which one you prefer. Clearly the AI did a magnificent job, knocked it out of the park. You can clearly tell that the AI won. So concept art, it's a stage where you visualize potential looks or styles. These are not necessarily final artwork, but they are pieces that will inform our final look. Personally, I like to create concept art of the most iconic scenes in the film. The first one would be when Miles sees himself for the first time in clown makeup at the Clowns trailer, which is a big moment. He puts like lipstick on. And the second one I want to make, it's a scene where the clowns show Miles their trailer, their clown house, their clown world. Let's write our prompt. It's going to be emotional mime with clown makeup looking at his reflection in a vanity mirror. I read that it's good to put like descriptive words such as gloomy or ethereal or like dramatic lighting, so I'm going to add ethereal because I think it's like a very sacred moment, and cinematic, and let's see what it comes up with. Alright, this is a bit too realistic for my taste. This is not what we're looking for. We want something more stylized, we want something more colorful, so let's tweak the prompt. Let's add the word cute at the beginning, and then let's add with light bulbs and Christmas lights. If you haven't noticed, Christmas lights are a thing in film. They put them everywhere because it makes things look pretty, so we're gonna do that. And then let's just say colorful scene. There we go. Okay, this is definitely starting to get interesting, and it's definitely a gamble. So why don't we just like really speed it up? Cartoon, pastel texture, old mirror, gloomy, anime, Mary Blair style, Van Gogh, Pixar style, doing makeup, in a trailer, Disney style, over the shoulder, cinematic, theater, more Christmas lights, backstage, trailer, brush, and climation. Honestly, the amount of attempts that I did for this one should be illegal, and I probably should have been banned from this website, but I wasn't, so lucky me. Here are the final top 2 selections from that prompt, and here's my concept art. You can be the judge. And then let's just quickly do our second concept art or our second scene. Alright, let's type in 2 excited clowns and a mime in a gigantic, colorful dressing room. This is truly someone's nightmare. Like, I don't know how this came to be. It was supposed to be something cute, funny, and like colorful. And this is what came up. Let's tone it down and let's see if we can cutify it. Let's add cartoon style. I really went through different iterations of this and it didn't understand the concept properly. So let's just roll with this for now. Here are a few variations, and then here is my interpretation, the concept art that I drew a few years ago. And yeah, again, AI clearly won. And in case you haven't noticed, that is sarcasm. This illustration here to me means a lot because it was key for my film. Like, this is the illustration that really set the tone and really informed most of my artistic decisions. And sadly, Midjourney didn't do justice to it. However, I do think we came up with a lot of really fun variations. So at least we have that as a silver lining. And while doing this, something that I realized is the fact that AI can try to replicate or understand emotions and sadness and joy and whatever, but it truly does not. The understanding of those beautiful things, it's what makes humans relate to each other, and that's what makes us irreplaceable. So for now, I don't think AI, it's there, and hopefully it will never get to be there. And like I said, I do want to animate a little scene with the characters design that we generated. I also went ahead and generated a few backgrounds. Here they are. And you can see side by side their counterparts. So I was like trying to recreate these backgrounds using Midjourney. And actually I think some of them turned out pretty nice. So yeah, good for you. Alright, and before I show you the final animation, I have one last problem with this whole AI thing. They lack cohesiveness. Even though I use very similar prompts or the same keyword when it came to style, none of these images look like they are part of a series or they belong in the same world. So as of right now, I think we will be needing artists, at least in the animation industry, for a while. So that's good to hear, right? And anyway, without further ado, here's the final animation. I'm sure that was lovely and not creepy at all. Anyway, that's all for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts on AI in general. Do you like it? Are you scared of it? I'm scared of it. I hate the idea of it. Also, if you want to watch my actual film, here it is, out of the box. And I will see you in the next one.